And they are out, and away we go here for the Bahrain Grand Prix. We've gotten off to an absolutely storming start already. Going down to turn 1 now, we do have Hamilton within striking distance. We're going to go up the inside of Lewis Hamilton here, and we are in the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix now, guys. And now we're on the back of Sebastian Vettel already, and we could even go around the outside of him here. Wow! What a fantastic move there from Freddie Gray. Fantastic stuff here. And now we've got Alonso, who I believe is exiting the pits now, and there he is. You can see him on the mini-map there, already going through turn 1, so he is ahead of us. Obviously that battling did cost us even more time. And I think the only thing that could really stop Alonso is possibly being held up by some back markers. We've actually got another front wing off there, you can just see at the final corner there. And more action happening here. Perez moves out the way for us. And who's that in the pit lane? That is Fernando Alonso in the pit lane, and we are effectively in the lead of this Grand Prix now. We have kept the position going into the final corner now. It looks like we're going to come across the line to take our first win of the season at the Bahrain Grand Prix. Hey guys, what is up? It is Stock Matt 1998 here, and I am back for part 23 of my F1 2014 Career Mode Series. And here we are today at the Shanghai International Circuit at China for the Chinese Grand Prix. And looking back on last season, obviously this is the track where Freddie got his first points of his Formula 1 career. He finished in 8th, whilst Nico Rosberg won the race, along with Hamilton finishing in 2nd and Vettel in 3rd. But last year's Chinese Grand Prix probably was in fact one of the most exciting races of last season due to the amount of battling that Freddie got himself involved in, especially with Felipe Massa and Jenson Button, then later on Nico Hülkenberg. And actually I believe Nico Hülkenberg did actually come through to get points for Force India as well, so that was actually all pretty good. So really was a positive weekend, that one. Obviously we're hoping for better things this weekend. Hopefully we can push into the top 5, possibly a podium, maybe if we're lucky a race win is on the card. But as you can see, the Q1 result, 6th position, really just a breeze to get through once again on the prime tyres. Then Q2 ended up in 4th, not so easy that one, I had to say. We did have to set 2 times in order to get through, but in the end we did manage to scrape into the 1 minute 38. But overall for qualifying, I think a top 5 grid spot is the most likely for this weekend, and we could push into the top 3 depending on how good a lap is. But here is our final lap of Q3, because we only put in 5 laps of fuel into the car, so we're not going to have time to do another lap. We've already set a time of 1 minute 39.4. That was actually half a second off our Q2 time, so obviously we know we can improve on that time. Really in China, it's all about hitting the apexes, because Sector 2 can determine a lot of your lap time, as in you can gain and lose quite a lot of time in Sector 2, all depending on whether you hit the apexes correctly or not, and whether you get good exits out of corners. But anyway, Sector 3 is a relatively straightforward sector. You just need a good exit out of the hairpin at the top of the straight, and then it's really just going as fast as you can. We just about top out at 212 miles an hour there. As we're going into the hairpin now, I think this time will definitely beat our previous time that we set in this session. Won't be enough to beat Hamilton. Hamilton just seemed way too quick today, as we completely wipe out the bollard and get a pretty poor exit as Freddie. And he's going to set a 1 minute 38.7, which is good enough for 5th place, sort of what we were expecting really. With our teammate Fernando Alonso in 3rd, and then 2 Mercedes occupying the front row yet again. And as you can see, just a bit further down, we've got Ricciardo starting behind us. So I think what we've got to do again, we've got to try and get a good start, because I think we're going to do a similar strategy to what we did in Bahrain. As you can see now, we're going to do 2 options at the start, then we're going to do a prime stint at the end of the Grand Prix. So sort of a similar strategy there, because the strategy in Bahrain did work out quite well, although you can argue that we were quite lucky with Fernando Alonso losing his front wing. However guys, I do believe the strategy will work out for us, and I do think today's Grand Prix will be a great one once again. Let's go. So here we are then, 5th on the grid. Like in Bahrain, we do need to get a good start if our strategy is going to work in today's Chinese Grand Prix. We're going to put it down to the lead mix for the best start possible, best pull away from the line. And the 5 lights are about to come out, and they're out now. And we shift up to 7th gear immediately, and Sebastian Vettel's gotten off to a really poor start, and so has Fernando Alonso for once. Fernando Alonso is the king of starts, and so is Freddie, to be fair, but Freddie completely going around the outside of Fernando Alonso, although Alonso is still there on the inside, and Alonso has retaken the position. However, we have gone round the, actually no, gone down the inside for turn 2, gone down the inside of Sebastian Vettel. Now we're side by side with Fernando Alonso, so we're looking to get him going down into this hairpin. Now Alonso is staying there, he's being very feisty today, he doesn't want to lose this position to us, he's actually forcing us onto the curb there, a bit of teammate rivalry going on. And now what we've got to do now, we've actually overtaken Fernando Alonso, we can't let the two Mercedes escape from us, because that will be the worst possible situation. Skimming on to lap 5 now, nothing else really happened before this point to really show you guys. We did kind of keep with the Mercedes guys, although they are beginning to pull away because the tyre wear unfortunately is beginning to kick in, and we did get an email through, Freddie did get an email through saying that the tyre wear issues from Bahrain had been solved, but it does seem as if they haven't, because we were really struggling with the tyre wear in this first stint. I can only assume that the tyres that we obviously used in qualifying are being used now, because we did set 2 laps, or we did use those tyres for 2 qualifying laps, so obviously we did kill them quite a lot, we must have done, as Alonso's actually going to go up the inside here, very feisty from the Ferrari driver once again. It looks like the two Mercedes are also battling ahead of us here, so we could take advantage of this. Ferrari could maybe seek an opportunity here. It looks like Hamilton's actually backing off. It looks like he's going very slowly through the last corner, so we could, if we get a good run on him here, we're not going to get DRS, we weren't within a second, and it looks as if we're actually going to go up the inside of Lewis Hamilton here. We go to the side of him now, there he is, and we've actually almost made contact there, and we've actually made the move stick. What a fabulous move there. Absolutely crucial stuff here. And now on to lap 8. This is the lap we're doing into the pits, and this is when the tyre really began to kick in, because Rosberg pulled away, which was really unfortunate, because we're obviously going to see what strategy each AI car is on. So if Rosberg's doing the same strategy as us, then I think we may have lost a possibility of the race win, because I don't see ourselves catching up with Nico Rosberg there. As you can see, our tyres there almost brick red, pretty much orange at the moment. But as you can see, we're really struggling with tyre, and there's so much going on behind us. In fact, it's Ricciardo now who's behind us, actually. Lewis Hamilton just dropped back in all of that, and now Ricciardo with supreme traction out of that little hairpin there. And he's now gotten ahead of us. However, we do seem to actually be gaining on this back straight, as Ricciardo has now opened DRS. Obviously, the Ferrari is a lot quicker than the Red Bull in a straight line, because the Red Bull's normally more suited to higher downforce sections of each track, like Sector 2, and we do actually cut Ricciardo off a little bit there, and we have actually retaken the position, surprisingly. Just our straight line speed is so much greater, so we're about to go into the pits now. Who also follows us into the pits then? So it looks like Ricciardo's following us in, and so is Lewis Hamilton. Looks like there are also a couple of cars following them in, so we could actually be held up here. Hopefully not. Hopefully they go past us before we exit our pit box. But anyway, into the pit box now to fit on the option tire for the second time in this Grand Prix. To go 8 laps and then to do a stint right at the end on the prime tires. We do actually get held up ever so slightly by about 4 tenths, so the stop wasn't really that much longer than normal. We got held up by the Force India of Nico Hülkenberg. Ricciardo and Hamilton have just rejoined behind us there. So what we've got to do now, we've got to put in some really good laps here if we want to stay ahead of Fernando Alonso and people like that who haven't pitted yet. Rosberg, I think, is long gone. I don't think anything can really stop Nico Rosberg today. And as you can see, we just rejoined ahead of Alonso. So that is kind of crucial. So what we've got to do now, we've got to just put in consistent laps, because that's been the problem with us this season. Our pace hasn't been too consistent, and the thing is with the AI, their pace is awfully consistent. So that's why they've beaten us in so many races this season. As you can see, skipping on to lap 17 now, nothing really happened. And during this stint, Rosberg and Freddie were on the option. So Rosberg pulled away by an even greater amount. He was 14 seconds ahead of us, you can see there on the Sector 2 split time. And Hamilton, Ricciardo, Alonso were on the primes. However, Hamilton was catching up at a rapid rate here, obviously because he's in a quicker car, and because his tyres are more durable. The prime tyres are obviously more durable than the option tyres, but we are going to go back up the inside of Lewis Hamilton there. A beautiful cutback up the inside of Lewis Hamilton. That was the move we were so used to during last season's Grand Prix. Freddie pulling off that move quite frequently on Jenson Button and Felipe Massa, and Freddie has done the same here just before his second pit stop. So again, we did it on Ricciardo last time. We overtook him just before our pit stop, and now we're going to overtake Lewis Hamilton, who's going to be pitting in a couple of laps' time. Obviously, he's staying out a little bit longer, so we've got to make sure that our times are quite quick, because the thing is, guys, Lewis Hamilton, he just seems to be so good at looking after his tyres. That Mercedes car just seems to be, like, so nice to its tyres. It's unbelievable, really. The overcut is so strong in this game for whatever reason. Just the AI don't really seem to suffer with tyre that much. It's not too noticeable whatsoever. But hopefully on fresher tyres here, we should be able to gain time on Lewis Hamilton. So let's hope we can do that, and let's hope we can hopefully close the gap to Nico Rosberg, although, again, as I said, he's pretty much long gone. So I think we'll be fighting for second place today with Hamilton, Ricciardo and Alonso. So that's about what we'll be focusing on for the remainder of this Chinese Grand Prix. So that should be quite exciting for you guys. Hope you enjoy that. But anyway, it's going to be a little bit later on into the lap, actually. And as you can see a close-up here, Nico Rosberg's dropping back, and I can tell you guys that he actually retired from the Chinese Grand Prix the lap after he pitted. So that has opened up this race completely. So there's now going to be a battle for the lead between Freddie, between Lewis Hamilton, Alonso and Ricciardo. But however, look at that. Hamilton has actually rejoined ahead of us here. So that is absolutely disastrous, because on fresher tyres, Hamilton will definitely pull away because he's in a much quicker car. I just don't think we can do anything. As you can see, skipping on to lap 21, Hamilton has already pulled away. So it's going to be a battle for second now, as I said, between myself, Fernando Alonso, and obviously Daniel Ricciardo should catch up a little bit later on. We are currently defending from Fernando Alonso, who did actually force out onto the curb once again, just showing the rivalry that we have as teammates. Let's just hope that doesn't come back to bite us later on in the season. But I can't believe that Lewis Hamilton managed to rejoin ahead of us. Once again, showing that the overcut is massively OP on this game for the AI. But anyway, on to lap 25, Ricciardo is actually now behind us because we did have to lap some back markers, and I believe some back markers did actually hold up Fernando Alonso quite a bit. So now we've got Ricciardo who's actually going to try and go up the inside here. But Ricciardo thinks better of it, and he does back up. Probably a sensible decision, to be honest with you. Because obviously Ricciardo doesn't want to cause any form of collisions. He is in quite a good position at the moment, and that also help his championship charge, because Ricciardo is currently in second place in the championship at the moment, so he's having a really good season so far. But anyway, look at that. Hamilton set a fast lap, still keeping his option tyres at a great state. But anyway, Ricciardo is just behind us now. He's not going to go for a move here. Although it does seem as if we've actually taken way too much speed into turn. We've actually got on the grass. We had to lift up a lot there to ensure that we didn't run wide. And in fact, Ricciardo's through now, and so is Fernando Alonso. But no, we do defend that position.
Okay then, Freddie. You and Fernando are free to race, but please just make sure we get both cars to the finish. Cheers, mate.
So we are in for another dramatic ending here, guys. Freddie and Fernando are free to race for the remainder of this Chinese Grand Prix. The battle for third is now well and truly on, so we skip to the final lap now. Into the middle sector, we've got Fernando Alonso and Kevin Magnussen behind us, actually. Kevin Magnussen was absolutely nowhere at the beginning of this Grand Prix. Look at that, we almost spun out there, getting a huge moment of oversteer on that curve. Not really too sure what happened, but Fernando Alonso is actually going to try and go at the inside of Freddie. Freddie giving him as much space as possible. Obviously, we do want to get both cars to the finish today for the sake of the Constructors' Championship. But now Magnussen is actually breezed past Alonso. He's actually going to breeze past us as well. So Freddie's going to have to get past Kevin Magnussen on this back straight. It looks like he's actually doing that right now. Seems to have a brilliant straight line speed from the slipstream of Kevin Magnussen. But now Freddie's going to be quite vulnerable here because Magnussen and Alonso now have the DRS. Alonso's going to try and go up the inside here for third place. It looks like he's backed out actually, so it looks like we have maintained third position. But however, we do run wide. Will Alonso actually get a better run? Yes, he does. And Fernando Alonso actually passes here, and he is up into third place unless we can do anything going into this final corner. I don't think we can. We've actually run wide again, so I think we're going to have to settle for fourth here unless Kevin Magnussen can overtake us for fourth position. But no, we maintain fourth position. What another crazy ending here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff once again. Really, really close racing. Really good. That's what we've seen a lot of this season. Let's hope that continues throughout the season. But as you can see by the race result, Hamilton won in the end. Ricciardo in second, Alonso in third. We really just could not battle Lewis Hamilton today. He was on the fast tyres at the end of the Grand Prix, and he managed to jump us. I think if he did rejoin behind us, though, I think it would have been a different story in the end. And credit to Kevin Magnussen there for coming back, finishing in fifth. Really came out of nowhere in the end. Kevin Magnussen, he was absolutely nowhere. And Sebastian Vettel finishing way down. In the Drivers' Championship now, Hamilton has extended his lead out, and we've actually dropped back now. We're now 29 points behind, so Hamilton has pulled out quite a lead. Now Ricciardo is in second in the championship, and now Alonso is in sixth. But in the Constructors, we are still in third, just behind Red Bull. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to give a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. If we can get this video to 20 likes once again, that would be much appreciated. But anyway, guys, I'll see you next time.